The Wii was a console that I'm glad I got in the middle of a generation, rather than nearly missing the generation as I have done with most consoles. I have decided to list my top 5 Wii games. Remember, if I haven't played a game, it cannot be on this list. Sorry, Bradley Senpai. I have never played Xenoblade. Some other games that other people like won't be on the list because their gameplay did not appeal to me. For example, I can't get myself into fluidity because of that. Besides, water is a scary thing. People can drown in like a tablespoon of that stuff. Now, before I get off track, here's my list. I'm going with 3 games, because all of them are amazing. Wright, Ace Attorney, and Justice for All, and the third one, Trials and Tribulations. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't those DS games? Well, you're wrong. They're technically Game Boy Advance games. In Japan only. But I've only played the WiiWare versions, and that's why they're on my list at number 5. The games star a young lawyer named Wright who yells and points a lot. He usually wins his cases despite pulling a seemingly impossible story out of his rear end every time. Gameplay is very simple. Point and click on the screen and select talk options when talking to witnesses, and then there's the courtroom. Pretty much all you do is read text, press testimonies for more information, point out contradictions, and present evidence when asked. It doesn't sound exciting, but it's fun to do. The music probably helps. New Super Mario Bros. Wii is one of the games I was hyped for. I got it 2 years after it came out. Anyways, it's one of my favorite Wii games, despite the fact that I would later trade it for more Wii games. I'm so smart. Like most Mario games, Princess Peach gets kidnapped by Bowser. Come on, Bowser, you gotta do something original. You're never gonna get views of the wrong thing. But still, do something else. The gameplay is pretty much the same as always, but now we have the propeller suit, penguin suit, and ice flower. They're really cool. No pun intended, by the way. There are 8 worlds and a 9th that requires you to collect star coins in the other 8. You can also tackle these worlds with friends, which I don't have. But who cares? They're overrated. If you don't want to cooperate, you can always try to kill each other. What is it that makes the game special? The graphics? The music? The level design? The story? 4 yeses should be given. This time, Kirby doesn't have the ability to inhale enemies and steal their powers, but he can transform as well as tear his yarn enemies limb from limb, exposing their insides. Even with a different style of gameplay, it's still fun. Anyways, Kirby ends up in Patchland, which is getting invaded or something. There he meets Prince Fluff, who helps him on his journey, as the second player. Shouldn't royalty be reserved for number 1? Or does he have to wait until he's a king? Another game where they changed the typical formula and it worked. Super Paper Mario is the 3rd installment in the Paper Mario series. The princess ends up vanishing to another dimension, causing Mario and Luigi to think Bowser had something to do with it. Little did they know, he didn't. They soon find out it was someone else, and that's when everyone gets split up. Mario awakens later and meets a butterfly named Tippy. She is one of the creatures known as Pixels who would help him throughout the game. On this quest, Mario would have to find 8 pure hearts, going through 8 chapters to save everything in existence from being destroyed. They're all really awesome. Chapter 3 is the Bitlands, 4 is Space, 7 is called the Underwear. They're all good, except maybe Chapter 6. The Duel 100 was the worst idea ever, even if we're only required to go through a portion of it. Each of the 4 heroes in the game have their own abilities that you'll have to switch between in Chapter 2 and beyond. Mario can flip between the 2nd and 3rd dimension, Peach can float in the air for a short time, Bowser can breathe fire and has twice the attack power of everyone else, and Luigi can jump the highest. The game will require you to switch between them as well as the pixels you encounter throughout the game. That's only part of what makes it awesome. One part is a dating simulator and another is a Pokemon-style battle. I went with this one because it's far superior to the first game in almost every way. Better music, better level design, and generally more fun. Now, many complain about the game's map system, but I don't think that anything is wrong with it. Even if my games are in 3D, I prefer them to be linear in terms of progression. I don't like it when worlds are too open or easy to get lost in. Legend of Zelda. Anyways, as usual, Bowser kidnaps the princess. He's not gonna surprise anyone anymore. He takes her off into space and causes some star creatures, known as Lumas, to get lost. These poor lost guys decide to help Mario. A second player can play as one of these Lumas and help get star bits. This time around, they can get coins too. They can also do other things. Just about all of this stuff helps make this game my favorite Wii game.